Good evening, everyone. It's Steve
and Tiffany
from a different chick farm. We are here this evening setting in our dining room. Yeah, we're those people. And we are up potting plants for this season. We're up potting plants for the farm, and we're up potting plants for customer sales. So I am currently working on peppers. And what are you working on?
Greek oregano.
You got any special information you want to tell us about Greek oregano?
It grows really well. I've had one growing in my greenhouse unheated for 4 years now.
Sounds about right.
And it is used in all your recipes for oregano. Tastes really good with Italian pizza and dries really nicely.
Use it in pasta sauce?
Yeah.
Oh.
Use it in my pasta sauce that I make that hopefully I will have some to sell at market this year.
We tend to eat the pasta sauce ourselves, don't we?
We do, because, it's hard to beat a really good homemade organic pasta sauce.
See what you're working with.
So, I have my 288 cell tray.
She definitely oversown.
That would be you.
Whoa, that was me?
That was you.
Wow, I try to be careful. That was not careful. Poor germination there in the middle.
Yeah. There's a few that's like popped up, but yeah, no. Kind of stinks.
That was awful in the middle. I wonder what went wrong.
Apparently you got like one on each on the middle.
Yeah, evidently. Yeah.
Now they were very old seeds. If I remember correctly, they're probably 4 or 5 years old. But
now, what are you transplanting those into?
These I am currently transplanting into our... They're technically 3.5-inch pots by technicality, but we call them our 4-inch pots.
Well, that's probably 4 inches at top. Has been here. Let's see that. Stick that over here. Nope, that's exactly 3.5 on the top. It looked more like 4. So she's transplanting into those little nursery pots. And that's what we transplant all of our herbs into now. And then I am transplanting peppers for us into these. These are supposed to be 3.5, but they're technically like 3.25. Yeah, like 3.25, which is perfect for the peppers that we're going to plant out in the garden. I just want y'all to see this beautiful foliage. Look at this. Look at that dark black foliage. This is a purple bubblegum. Now, we have a video of me and Tiffany doing a taste test on this one. Hey.
You should go watch it.
What are you laughing for?
Because somebody had to cop out and go to the bathroom.
I didn't go to the bathroom. I went to the sink.
And it wasn't me.
Yeah. I wasn't real crazy about the pepper. It turned my stomach immediately, and I didn't want to make a mess on camera. Which I didn't. Thankfully, I kept it down. But I didn't feel like I was going to keep it down. So, guys, when we up pot these, we simply take the plug. Let's get another one. I want to show you a little bit nicer one. That plug wasn't real nice. We get the plug. You can see the roots there. Now, these are wet. I just watered these just now. Or Tiffany did, technically. And we will sink this down deep. Now, a hardened off pepper won't root very well. A tomato will, but a pepper won't. And so then we just take and push the soil around it. This technically is not soil. And just take my fingers and push it down. And then we use this jar right here. And we're currently using a 543 fertilizer, and this is a teaspoon. And I will just take and spread that on both sides of these pepper plants that are this size can handle it. If these were smaller plants, I would use accordingly a little bit less. Now, I come back and put soil over top of the fertilizer just because I want to make sure there's no funky growth going on top. And you will get that if you don't cover it. So, purple bubblegum, I'll try to link that video in this where we taste tested that. So I'm got to finish them up. I got several. We'll be planting 15 of those in the garden. And then I've got red skunk, death spirals, and chocolate skunks in this tray to do. And then I've got another tray back here. It's got chocolate Maruga scorpions, chocolate Bootla CS's, Thor's hammer peach, white ghost, and yellow ghost. Well, yellow boot jalokia, which yellow ghost for short. That'll have to be done. Tiffany, can we see your tray?
Sure.
So here's Tiffany's tray. As you can see, they are looking quite nice in here. Now these will fill out in a matter of probably about 4 weeks. We'll probably be looking at those and going, oh my goodness, won't we, Tiffany?
And being very glad we put them in 3.5-inch pots instead of 2.5.
That's right. All right, so let's take a pause on that for a minute. Let me and Tiffany get some work done. We'll bring you back and show you some of what else we're working with. Okay, I am finishing up up potting my chocolate skunk peppers. We're putting 15 of these in the garden this year on the farm. Most of the varieties that we grow 15 or 16 of. There's a few varieties that we will grow like half rolls. Our rolls, the way we do our peppers, are crossways, and it just helps with organization. So if the rolls will hold 15, and then we do them diagonally, so one's 15, one's 16, one's 16. So it's a 16, 15, 16. And that's how we plant them. It's a triple roll. We got some videos on that. We'll be doing some more videos when we do our planting this year. If you want to be sure to like and subscribe to our channel so that you can stay up on all this stuff and see what will work. We don't just tell you what will work. We show you that it works, or we show you that it doesn't work. In some cases, it does not work. And we're glad to show you that we had failures. Now, sometimes we don't get the failures on video, but we'll tell you about it. I mean, that's what we're here for. We're here to help you. But we've grown peppers even on a much tighter spacing than we do now. I've grown peppers on rolls that were 1 foot apart and within the bed. The bed is a 4 foot wide bed. And so we do 3 rolls on, we did 3 rolls on that at 1 foot apart. So that's 1 foot in roll and 1 foot between rolls in that roll. So we now do a little wider spacing, so we're getting more like 20 inches between plants with the diagonal spacing. And before we did a straight across spacing, but we do a lot of diagonal now. And then we're doing 24 inches between plants in the roll. So that gives us our 15 to 16 on the plot. So it works out real well for us. That's what we like. But anyway, chocolate skunk, let's get back to that. So here is 12. I've got 3 of these in another tray. And just to show you what we do, we use these garden markers in this type of tray. These are stuck together. They'll separate. They're perforated. But we use these garden markers, and to make sure there's no issues, stick them in like this. I put 1 on each corner so I don't have confusion. And stick it right down in the side of the tray. So this roll won't get a marker because it's going to be in between these 4. I know what it is. And so when I label these, you'll see simple chocolate skunk and NFS. Now you may be wondering what NFS is. Well, NFS is there to help for clarification. Some of y'all may have already figured out what, and some of you may not have. NFS means not for sale, because we do a lot of selling. We sell a lot of pepper plants. We ship a lot of pepper plants. We sell a lot local, and mistakes can happen. And I don't want to sell the ones that are going in our garden that we're going to sell the peppers off of, or we're going to make seasoning from, or we're going to make hot sauce from, or we're going to make spicy pickles with, or we're going to make pepper jelly with, or however many other things that we do. We do a lot of stuff with our peppers, and we cook with them, but the cooking isn't a big deal. I can cook with a lot of different peppers, so it doesn't hurt my feelings usually if I go to the garden and I'm looking for a habanero. We grow orange habaneros, of course, and we grow a Magnum habanero, so that's a little bit more stable strain of orange habanero, a little bit bigger, a little more stable. And we grow paper lantern, that's a long red habanero, and very productive plant. We grow Saco de Velho. Saco de Velho is beautiful, got a great flavor, but it's a little bit on the bitter side, so you got to be careful how you use it. I love it. It's gorgeous. It's very productive. We grow the Puma, which is technically Pimenta Puma, which probably is not actually a habanero. It's a habanero type. We grow Caribbean Reds. We grow Red Savina. We grow Yellow Caribbean habanero. We grow for kicks and giggles, like a bubblegum habanero. It's not a very great producer, not a great plant. Nothing about it's amazing, but we like it. The pepper's good. And we grow Snow White habanero and Giant White habanero. And I'm sure I'm missing some. So it don't hurt my feelings too much if I'm making chili. Chocolate habanero. If I'm making chili, it don't really hurt my feelings too much whether I've got an orange habanero or a Magnum habanero or a red Caribbean habanero or a red Savina habanero or a chocolate habanero. Any of those will work. Now, or even the yellow Caribbean habanero will work just fine too. I do lean away from using the paper lantern in chili because it's really got a heavy fruity taste to it. And you can overwhelm your chili with it. And I'm the same way about a Yellow Trinidad Scorpion. It's a great pepper. Man, I love it. Grow it almost every year. But the Yellow Trinidad Scorpion has a very fruity flavor. And putting too much of that in chili, now you can get by putting half a pepper in. It won't hurt you in a 5-pound pot of chili or a 10-pound pot of chili. But I like to put several in. And if you get too many Yellow Trinidad Scorpions, you get a one-sided flavor in your chili, and I'm not fond of that. But this video is not about chili. This video is about up-potting, and it's about peppers. And it's about the things we do this time of year and how we do it. So you all can see it in case you need to learn how to do it yourself. Chocolate skunk is somewhere around 700 to 1 million estimated on the Scoville scale. It's a real big pepper. Fits real well in the palm of your hand. It's not as productive, doesn't seem to be as the red skunk, but it is massive. And I think it's hotter than 1 million Scoville. Hard to judge once you break that million mark for me, but I think it's probably closer to a 1.2, 1.3 million. Great pepper, very earthy, smoky taste. I think it's well worth you growing and checking out. Okay, I'm going to finish up this video, but I got a couple of things I want to show you. I am seeding the last round of my peppers, and I thought I would throw that in with this for you. Now, these are sweet peppers that I'm working with. This is a 231 cell tray. So we have shishitos. If you've never grown a shishito, that is classified as a sweet pepper, and about 19 out of 20 are sweet. You get 1 out of 20. It's got some heat. It's not even jalapeno level heat, but get some heat out of 1. We got 68 days to the green stage, which is how they're traditionally eaten, and 88 to mature. We'll do some cooking videos probably on these this year, but our favorite way to eat them is blistered with a dipping sauce, or just blistered. And Lively Italian Yellow. These seeds came from High Mowing, and so did those. Next year there'll be our seeds. We hadn't saved too many sweet peppers until started this year. So this year coming, we'll save more. And that's my Lively Italian Orange. Now these are an Italian frying style pepper. They're grilling, frying, stuffing. Great peppers. I love them. Similar to a Corne de Toro, but not the same. So here's the Corne de Toro red. So we'll be growing all three of those in the garden, and I'll have plants for sale for most of those. And then these are our mini bell peppers. Now this is a mini bell mix. They come in, they start green, and then they'll turn either. There's different colors, and these seeds are all assorted. So you'll get there's chocolate varieties, there's red varieties, there's a yellow variety, and I think an orange. I won't swear to the fourth color off the top of my head, but I think so. Actually, I can probably tell you right here because I've got my book. We've been growing those for years. They actually I don't have that wrote down in that book. So we've been growing them for years. They're usually the first little peppers to be ready to pick in the garden, and that first little bit is great, and they make a great snacking pepper. I mean, they're small, so they're a great little snack if you want to just pop a pepper in your mouth. Fun to eat while you're in the garden. We are organic, so we don't spray any chemicals. Everything we use is organic, if we use anything. And I don't think we've ever sprayed a pepper plant with nothing. They get some pests, some pressures, but we've only had 1 year where we had an issue with army worms getting into the peppers. That was 1 year only, and it wasn't a big enough problem to spray. We would just throw away I say throw away, we would feed the peppers that they damaged to the chickens and the ducks and the geese and the goats, and it was not a problem. But I encourage you to grow those. So you can see my depth here, hopefully, of how deep that seed is in there. And then I'll just cover this as I'm doing up here with a thin layer of our seed starting mix. This is one of our 231 cell trays. We will be going to this instead of the 200 cell trays that we have used for years, the ones that like those right there. So we're going to the 231s, and also I can't think of the size of the other one, but the 231's a nice one. It's 11 back and 21 long, I think. I think it's 21 across the front. But it's maybe it's 20 across the front. $21. I was correct. So these trays are very useful, and the fact that they are hard plastic, if you don't bust them, they are going to last for years and years and years and years and years. We get several years out of the other ones, but these other ones, all it takes is leaving them sitting in the sun, and the sun can cook them and ruin them in 1 day. So if it gets real blistering hot, so these will last. So guys, that's it. I'm going to water these. They'll go into our germination chamber. I'm sowing the last round of our seeds. This is finishing things up for our local plant sales that we'll do and online sales that we do. We sell through our website and through our Etsy store. We sell locally off the farm and at a couple of farmers markets here in town. Keep in mind, if you're local, that we do not take everything to the farmers markets. We grow way more stuff than it makes sense for us to haul back and forth. So a lot of the plants are only available on the farm or online for online purchase for shipping. It just makes life easier for us. So anyway, I've talked to you about some hot peppers. I've talked to you about sweet peppers. I've showed you plants. I've showed you up potting. I've showed you seeding. If you got any other questions on anything I didn't cover, germination temperature on seeds is somewhere around 80 to 85 degrees. You can go as low as 70 on peppers, but they do germinate better in that 80 to 85. 82, if you can control it precisely, is a great temperature to use. And that's about it. We use germination chambers and digitally controlled heat mats, thermostatically controlled, so we can get the temperature very precise. And guys, like and subscribe, share this video with somebody. I'll bring you back later and show you some more. I seeded some lettuce this morning. I didn't bring you along for that, but I will bring you along later for another lettuce video. May film a little video this evening, so make sure you like and subscribe so you can catch that next video we got coming up. Thank y'all.